Good afternoon, Sheets Nation. It's good to see you. I'm excited to come to you to give you your orientation for the coming year. We are so thrilled. We've been busy as beavers around here getting ready to start the new year. The teachers are all here. Teachers are geared up, and there went my card. But it's okay. We're ready to go and ready to get started, and hope you are too. Just want to go over a few things as we get started for the year. I'm going to start with drop off and pick up. Sorry I don't have the fun little movable PowerPoint for you this year. But back here in the back by the main office in the mornings, if elementary would come in off of Rayford Street, come in through the pavement here, come up to the door, drop off, and then go ahead and move on. In the afternoons, it's going to be K-5 up through 3rd grade. You'll pick them up back here. 4th and 5th grade, you pick up behind the building at the Eagles doors at the back of the gym. And you'll come down Rayford and then down Holt Street and pick them up there in the afternoons. But in the morning, we all get picked up or dropped off here, and then in the afternoon, K-5 through 3rd, here at the main doors, and then 4th and 5th back at the gym. Middle school, you're going to pull in off of Laurel Street and go up to the door and drop off, and then pull on out and go on out back out onto Cotton Grove. High school, you're going to be in the front parking lot. Come in. High school students, remember, you park in the middle 2 rows on the road that's up against Laurel Street, leaving those handicap spots up next to the church and up next to the gym building empty for our Wednesday morning services. So that should pretty much take care of pick up and drop off. And again, I wish I had the PowerPoint that showed the little car, but maybe next year. We'd also then, Monday morning, elementary, you're going to be back here. But tomorrow, Friday the 14th, from 8 to noon, elementary, you can bring in your items, all your supplies, bring them in, drop them off tomorrow. We'll be open for that. Teachers will be in their rooms. If for some reason you absolutely cannot make it tomorrow, you can bring them Monday morning. But we'd like as many as possible to bring them tomorrow so that the teachers can get them put away and where they need to go. And in buying supplies, we need to make sure everybody has them. Because we're not going to allow the elementary to share any type of scissors or pens or markers. They need to have their own. If you're struggling with the supplies, please let the office know if you're struggling with getting supplies so that we can help you out that way. But Monday morning, you'll come in and go to your home rooms, and we'll get the day started on Monday. Middle school and high school, as you come in, Monday's going to be just a little bit different than our normal days. This year for middle school and high school, homeroom is actually going to be after first period. But this coming Monday, to get the year started, you'll go to homeroom directly on Monday. You'll be in there about a half an hour as you get your supplies all put together, get them spread out where they need to go, and teachers can have them ready for Tuesday. So on Monday, you'll have homeroom immediately in the morning at 8 o'clock. But from then after, from Tuesday on through the rest of the year, homeroom is after first period. At 8 o'clock, that starts first period. So get to school on time, and be here ready to start the school each day. Middle school, high school, because of some of the adjustments that we need to make for this year, we're going to give you your schedules Monday morning in homeroom. Your lockers assignments will be in Monday during homeroom. You'll get all of that on Monday and ready to go, print it out, and we'll give you time to put your things in your lockers to get ready for the day. Also this year, middle school and high school, lunch and chapel is going to be we're going to make some adjustments there. At lunch and at chapel, each homeroom, both in middle school and high school, they'll have assigned rows so that we stay together by homeroom and make sure that everybody is where they need to be and safe and protected. The other big question right now is sports. What are we going to do with sports? Your guess is as good as mine. We keep making plans for sports, and the conferences keep changing. Our plan and our hope is to start playing September 14th, the week of. But just stay tuned, stay posted. If you're not part of the team app, make sure that you contact Mr. Beasley. His email address is ad@sheetsmemorial.org, ad@sheetsmemorial.org. Send him an email, ask him how to get connected with the team app. which gives updates as we get them. We are just really kind of waiting and seeing where our conferences are going to go and what they're going to do. We just haven't got any solid answers as of yet. So stay tuned for sports, and we'll just see what happens with that. The other thing most everyone's been talking about and wanting to know is, okay, what are the new protocols? What are the things that we're going to have to do this year to be back here? Well, if you recall, we sent out a survey back midsummer and surveyed you as parents and families on what you wanted to do. You overwhelmingly said you wanted to be back at school. And when I say overwhelmingly, I'm talking 96+% said you wanted to be back in school, face to face and without masks. So that's what we've designed a plan for. But that's also why you should have received in the mail, you should have received a waiver. And that waiver, simply to sign it and say, yes, that's what you're agreeing to do, is to come back to school, let your students be face-to-face with their teachers, and not being required to wear masks, but you're aware of that, and you're willing to do that. So that's what that waiver is for. We need you to have that waiver signed and brought back on Monday. Send it back with your oldest child, and we'll collect those and make sure everybody's got those in. We also made all of our staff and teachers sign waivers, just again as a form of comfort and security to you, that none of them have any of the symptoms, none of them have been tested. Everybody is clean and ready to go and to get this school year started back. And I've already mentioned the face coverings. Listen, if you want your child to wear face coverings, that's fine. We've left it up to your discretion. We do have a couple teachers that will be wearing them. So if your student or students if you want them to wear them, that's fine. Send them in. If you don't, that's fine too. We just need to encourage our students, no matter if you're wearing or not wearing, to not shame the other one, to not, we need to be understanding for those that want to do as their parents have said. So make sure your children are ready to accept those that are either wearing or not wearing, so that we can get through this year well. Temps. People have asked, are we going to take temps every day? We're not taking temps of every student every day. This age group, temperature is one of the least likely indicators of the virus. We are going to do random testing with students in different classrooms each morning, just to make sure and checking and trying to stay ahead of it. But instead of trying to test over 200 students every morning, that's how we're going to handle it. We do want you, though, as a parent, we want you just to look. If your child is sick, leave them home. That's what we need you to do. That's going to be the best way to handle all of this. Whether we have the COVID or not, if your child is sick, leave them home. We've eliminated the perfect attendance awards just for that reason. So leave them home, keep them home, and we'll all do better by that. If by chance your child comes to school, we recognize that they have a temperature here at school, we'll contact you. If your child comes to school and has a temperature higher than 100.4 or higher, we're going to send them home. And even if they have a temperature of 100, we're going to send them home. But the temperature of 100.4, the new state guidelines say your student has to stay home for 2 full days. So if we send your child home on Tuesday, they're going to miss Wednesday and Thursday. The other part of that is if your child has to be fever-free for 24 hours. So they'll be home. If your child gets it on Tuesday, they're going to be home Wednesday, they're going to be home Thursday. But if they're still running a temperature Thursday night, they're supposed to stay home one more day or until they're temperature free for 24 hours. That's very important. That has worked very well at the preschool this summer, and it just helps keep everybody healthy and strong. So keep that in mind as we go through this year. I also want you to know the classrooms. This summer we cleaned the classrooms. We had all of the carpets and flooring cleaned with a disinfectant. We had them heat treated, disinfected. All of the rooms have been misted and sprayed with a microban type of product That's good for several weeks, which will get us started into the school year. And then each day the classrooms are going to be cleaned throughout the day and in the evenings as we continue on through this time of getting things cleaned. We've also hired additional custodial staff to keep the bathrooms clean throughout the day, and just, again, keeping everybody safe, wiping down doorknobs, handrails, all of those types of things throughout the day. Already talked about elementary not sharing supplies. That same thing is going to happen in the middle school and high school. So we need you to have all of your supplies for your students that they need. That even includes in the high school calculators. We're not going to have calculators available for them to share in the higher level math. They're going to need to have that calculator on their supply list. We just don't need kids sharing things, putting it in their mouths, or those type of things. Also at the cafeteria, in the cafeteria, we don't want them sharing food. We don't want them sharing. I know they love to, they like to. Hey, that looks good. What do you got? Just encourage your child to not share in there. In the cafeteria, I'd already mentioned that the middle school, high school will have assigned tables for a while. The extra custodial staff will be disinfecting tables after each group leaves. The meals will be served to the students. We won't have things out, any type of a buffet style out for students to have contact with. So we're doing everything we can to keep everyone as safe as possible. And just to let you know, in the unlikely event that we do have a COVID case appear in school, or when somebody's home, we'll let everybody know. We'll keep you all aware of what's going on and how we're managing it here at school to keep any spread, to keep anything from happening. And the biggest thing is hand washing and hand cleaning. And the students, as they come in, the middle school, high school students, as they enter the door, there will be disinfectant for them to do their hands with before they enter the building. The elementary students will come in, go to their homerooms. There's one at the door of each of their homerooms, and they'll do their hands as they enter into the homerooms. So we'll keep everybody clean. We're going to have strong emphasis on hand washing, keeping our hands clean. You should be doing that at home. Teach your children to wash their hands often throughout the day for 20 seconds with soap and water. The CDC says soap and water is much better for them than the antibacterial and the heavy alcohol that we use in the disinfectant hand lotions. But 20 seconds, sing happy birthday, twinkle twinkle star. That's about 20 seconds. So keep that in mind. With all of this moving forward, there's some things that we've been in contact with health department and different schools and our ACSI and things that we're doing. At least to begin the year, we're not going to be able to allow visitors in the school throughout the day. So that includes parents, grandparents. We're just not allowed to have visitors throughout the day. So what does that mean? Well, that means for those of you in the elementary, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're going to allow you to come in, take your students to the classroom in the morning. But after Wednesday, you'll have to let them come into the door through themselves and go on to class. They do not want us having adults in the classroom or in the school building during the day. And that includes at lunch, that includes alumni that may want to come back for lunch. All of those things throughout the day, we cannot have adults. The only adults that would be allowed to have would be vendors that are here to repair any of the ACs or those type of things. And they have a protocol that they have to follow also. Along with that, parents, we need you to be diligent. We don't have enough staffing to have lunch deliveries. We don't want middle school, high school kids calling Grubhub and having food delivered. We don't have enough staff to be able to leave the office and go there. We don't want you delivering lunches throughout the day or at lunchtime for your students. They either need to go ahead and order lunch in the morning or bring their lunch in the morning. In the event your student might forget their lunch at home, don't worry, we're going to take care of them. They'll get fed at mealtime. We won't let them starve. They'll get fed and get fed well. Along with that is just, other than their lunches, no outside food for the classrooms as a whole. So that means for right now, we're going to have to take a hold on birthday treats. Bringing in birthday treats into the classroom or into the lunchroom. We're just going to have to put a hold on that till we get through all of this and some of these requirements are lifted. And once that's lifted, we'll look at the teachers and maybe have a birthday party for all those that were missed through the months that we weren't able to do that. But that's going to be very important and something very new for right now. That's an adjustment we have to make, is that people and outside food, other than packing a lunch, can't come in to the building throughout the day. So those are the major changes, those are the major adjustments that we have to make as we go through. With all of that said, I want to remind you that Monday night, September 24th, coming up is our Chick-fil-A Spirit Night. This year, Chick-fil-A is going to let us go through the drive-thru, do it through the drive-thru. Looking forward to that. We'll receive a portion of all the proceeds from the drive-thru that night. The parking lot will also be available if you don't want to take it home and worry about it getting cold. They're going to allow us to use their parking lot where you can sit in the parking lot and eat your meal in the parking lot, in their parking lot, and then even the adjacent one. 2 days later will be the new family breakfast, so be looking for information on that also for all of you new families. Okay, listen folks, most of these adjustments are temporary. We're anticipating them to be temporary. So let's just all kind of make it happen. You're encouraging the students to kind of get along with the adjustments, and you as parents and all of us together, we can make this happen. We can have our kids in school, we can have them face to face, and before long we'll be back to a complete normal. And I'm certain of that as this goes on, it won't be long. So let's continue to stay Eagle strong and continue to love our school, be here for each other, love Christ, and just have a great school year. We're looking forward to just a fantastic school year. So thank you very much and have a great evening.